welcome to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and it doesn't stop right there as well because of the fact that we have this excellent guest I'd love to share with you. And these two individuals that are working together seamlessly and tirelessly and committed, and they're dedicated in their craft. And I'm pleased to share with you, we have Lisa Brown, and we also have Walter Pope. Lisa Brown is the Mass licensed riding instructor at Canterbury Acres in Spencer. And we have Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider, and he's out there at Spencer as well. And they're joining me on Unity in the Community. Both of you, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
There's a special event that's coming up October 6th with the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres. I know you're excited about this because you were with us last year.
Yes.
And it was incredible in reference to announcing it for the first time. You never know what you're going to get the first time out.
True.
And you had a great response to the point where now you're saying, you know something? Not only do we have to do it once, we have to do it twice because twice is always nice, right?
That's right.
So, but before we get into that event, we want to let's have this conversation about you as individuals first and how you guys teamed up and how this place is so special for a lot of individuals, not only in Spencer, but also around central Massachusetts. They come from all over to visit you here at Canterbury Acres. So, Lisa, I'm going to start with you.
Yes.
Lisa Brown, Mass licensed riding instructor. How do you become a Mass licensed?
It's okay. Mass licensed riding instructor. It's okay.
What happened there?
I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. We're one of the only states in the U.S. that require you to be licensed to be an instructor. Most other states you can teach horseback riding without any licensing, which is really not great because you have to really know the safety issues and you really have to know what you're doing because you're putting people on a big animal that weighs 1,000 pounds, So anyway, so what we do is when you go through the licensing, you have to pass a general information acknowledge exam, which that test involves learning about different safety issues as well as parts of the horse, parts of the tack, and different types of riding instruction, like how a horse turns a certain way, what kind of legs you use, what kind of reins you use. So you pass that test. Once you pass it, you have to do 6 months of internship and 60 hours. So over a 6 months period, you have to work with another Mass licensed riding instructor, and you have to work underneath her or him, and you learn to teach. So that's what I did. And so I've been teaching now a year, and I love it. It's great. And so I work primarily I have children from 2 years of age to adults to 65 right now I teach. And we do teach children with special needs, which we have a little girl that's deaf. We have a little boy that's blind. We have a lot of kids that have autism or some developmental delays. And we just love it. It is the most therapeutic thing to see a child get on a horse that hasn't been verbal for their whole life. And then after a few lessons and after they warm up, they actually start communicating with the horse by using words like walk and trot and hoe, just very simple words, but they start speaking. So it's just such a great, rewarding job. I love it. I love it so much.
I'm glad you're able to do that because those are one of the things that's really important is to meet that audience that you just mentioned, or those children that have those challenges, especially when it comes to communications.
Yes.
Any means necessary to make sure that that child is happy, able to communicate, and be in their own, and be able to be contributing to something that they can at least control on their own.
We have actually a couple of people. I know one of my students travels 45 minutes to come to the farm.
So it's making a difference in
it's making a difference.
Not only that student, but
not
also
only
that family.
In Central Mass, they come from Connecticut. So I mean, because there's a lot of different other farms that used to offer it that aren't running anymore, or so we just specialize in special needs. It's something our owner Carol Kurland has always wanted to do. She's actually a licensed speech pathologist, and she got her degree at Hofstra University. And so she started off as a breeding farm of Andalusians at the farm. And then as time went on, she developed the training, the lesson program, and also the boarding.
Yeah.
So people can bring your horse and stay, on our property and pay for board to keep your horse there.
And that's where Walter Pope comes in, an experienced horse rider, and he discovered the property out there. And Walter, you're from the inner city. I've known you for a long time, and I experienced some of your challenges as a youth as well.
A lot.
A lot, and I've seen some of it and heard some of it, and we go way back. But that's back then. But now you've been making a difference here in the city of Worcester, and your name has been synonymous in helping young people and taking them out of the inner city and then take them out to the ranch, so to speak. But before we get there on how it makes a difference to young people, what was a turnaround for you? Seeking for yourself as a young person here in the city of Worcester, going through those challenges, and then all of a sudden discovering the farm, which is called Canterbury Acres out in Spencer.
Okay. Well, back probably about 30 years ago, my adopted father took me horseback riding. It was when I was going through a whole lot of things as a kid. I was that kid that, had a tough family life. We'll just leave it at that. And the only time I felt comfort is when I went to the farm. And I used to say it all the time to myself, inside myself, no matter what I was going through. I want to go around and see the horses. I want to see the horses, because whenever I'm around the horses, it seems like everything that don't matter goes away. You know what I mean? It's like the relief I get when I look at my horse's eyes, when I get the appreciation that I'm showing up and they're waiting for me, and I know they've been waiting for me, there's no replacing that. As you know, as a lot of people in Worcester, Massachusetts, even myself, I mean, I've been locked up a few different times, that mistaken identity. You don't forget things like that. You carry that around as an adult. If it happens to you younger in life, you carry it around no matter when it happens to you. This is actual facts that happened to me, and I pulled through. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm known for giving back and helping out now, I'm good with everything else that happened with me in my life, because I survived, and I'm a survivor, period.
Yeah, and you definitely are, because of the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, I know some of the stuff. I don't know all of the stuff, but like the iceberg theory, I've seen the surface and why and how you performed in the manner you have, but I didn't know the background, the backstory. And unfortunately, sometimes we judge you on the face value of something, right? And we don't take consideration what's behind that face as well.
True.
And I didn't know that. But the fact that you're able to, and hopefully not only yourself, but others are able to find themselves and turn things around. That's very important, because you can always be a better future, but it can't be a better past, going forward. So Lisa Brown, you're a mass licensed riding instructor. I got that right. Canterbury Acres in Spencer. All right. You're joining me on Unity in the Community along with Walter Pope, experienced horse rider. And you're having a special event. We talked about it earlier, October 6th. And so you're bringing everything together for this fall festival at Canterbury Acres. Let's just think about that. Fall festival. We're already talking about the next season. But before we get there, Canterbury Acres, how did it start, and where did it come into its own as well, and why is it what it is today?
Well, like I was saying, Carol Kurland is kind of our, matriarch of the farm. She just turned. Oh, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. She just celebrated her big birthday this week. She'd kill me if I said how old she was. But she's wonderful, and she's tireless to make sure that we give everybody the best experience on the farm. She started about 40 years ago. She bred Andalusian horses, and then developed into a lesson program and a boarding stable. And then, because of her speech and language pathology background, we decided to start. She really wanted to help people that had special needs. So we are just, we teach kids. We never turn anybody away. I love it. I mean, I have a lot of students that have special needs, and it's very rewarding. And so it's been going on for 40 years, and we want to keep it running. So that's why we're having a big event, because we want to keep that special needs program running. And you might want to say, well, how does this money help? The money helps by feeding the animals that help us do these lessons. If we didn't have these animals, we wouldn't have lessons.
Right. And at the same time, if you didn't have an audience right there, then you would have a
Absolutely.
situation there as well.
Absolutely.
How many acres is Canterbury Acres?
Canterbury is, I believe, 80 acres, she told me. 80 acres. We do have a lot of property. We don't do trail riding right now, but we do just do the riding lessons. And we do offer it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Oh my God, that would be crazy. I'd be really tired. I'm already tired, but I'm sorry, all year round.
Okay.
So we do have an indoor riding ring where we can teach people even through the winter and the inclement weather, which
That's
is
really
great.
nice. And I
Yeah.
really commend both of you from representing Canterbury Acres and joining me here on Unity in the Community. You're from Spencer, or it's located in Spencer. And the fact that is because of the fact that this is a special entity, right? And it's
Mhm.
expensive,
Mhm.
okay, to say the least.
Yes.
And because of the fact that you open up for everybody, because I'm stereotyping right now, whereas in the sense that you're talking about horses, you're talking about a farm,
Mhm.
they don't have to open up to a lot of people. They can
Right.
keep it to themselves,
Right.
keep it to the aristocrats, and those that can afford it, do a high price charge,
Yeah.
and only they enjoy it
Mhm.
because it's their own.
Right.
But she decided to, the organization decided to open it up for everybody and
Mhm.
realize the fact that it's making a difference for young people and also those that are having those mental health challenges.
Absolutely.
And I applaud you for that. And also, Walter Pope, you've been able to experience that yourself. So now not only you'll be able to experience for yourself, but also you open up the doors and you bring others with you. So share with us a couple of organizations or the type of individuals that are coming up visiting Canterbury Acres and Spencer.
The best. I'll tell you right now, the best. A lot of kids in Worcester. You don't have a lot of things to do. A lot of parents don't have money. Single parents. Some are, disabled. Some are whatever situation it is that life dealt them. We want them to know when you come to Canterbury Acres, it's not about the money. I say come share a smile because all I want to see is you smile. That's it. It's the realest you can get. I work in the inner city. I was that inner city kid. I was that homeless inner city kid. I was that adult homeless kid. I have put my foundation in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I want to spread my horizons, showing the inner city at the crossroads. We can all meet, giddy up, and have a good time.
Mhm.
Facts.
And I find it interesting that you choose the farm. You could have chose anything. There's lots of different things people use to escape. Okay, and we all know what they are.
Mhm.
But I'm so happy for you, Walter, especially from your past and what you experienced, that you chose this because this is going to give you more longevity in your
Mhm.
life. The fact that you're being happy, and we all know the symptoms of when you're happy, what that does to your body, what it does for
Yes.
your mind, what it does for your soul.
Yes.
And at the same time, you're able to open the doors up for young people to come out there. And nowadays, with the mental health and all those family members that having those challenges trying to raise our children are a little different this year, not this year, but these times than they were in the past. There's a lot of different things that young people can't. They're feeling something, they're experiencing something, but just can't express it for some for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
But if they can use Canterbury Acres as a way to express themselves and help their family find that communication, then I guess your job is done at that point. And at the same time, they're having some fun. So joining us now is Lisa Brown. She's a mass licensed riding instructor at Canterbury Acres and Spencer, as well as Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider out there at Canterbury Acres. They got a special event coming up October 6th. We're going to get into more details about that and how also you can support the second annual fall festival at Canterbury Acres. I'm Ernie Floyd. You're listening to Unity in the Community on Unity Radio. We'll be right back here on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl Willette from the Woo 508, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Woo!
Polar Beverages, making bubbles since 1882.
Worcester County, it's okay to think of an alternative. And the experience, the Vashon Motor Group, GMC dealer, and GMC certified pre-owned vehicles at 139 Pomfret Street, Putnam, in northeastern Connecticut. Over the years, we've built trust by focusing on your needs. Integrity is important in everything we do, and we believe in doing things right the first time. Our salespeople are knowledgeable, helpful, and informative at 860-928-6572. Let us find you the right car or truck at the right price with no pressure. Worcester County, it's okay to think of the alternative. At checkvashongmc.com and experience the Vashon Motor Group, GMC dealer, and and GM certified pre-owned vehicles at 139 Pomfret Street, Putnam in northeastern Connecticut. And remember, there's no pressure in Putnam at VACHON, Vashon GMC.
Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Gary,
And I'm Steve.
and we're the host of Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
Join us and our guests on Thursdays at 3 p.m. as we discuss the cannabis industry in Central Mass with energy, excitement, and passion.
We both take pride in providing you important information about the rapid growing cannabis industry. Support for Cannabis 101 is provided by Cannabis of Worcester on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, my name is Karen McCormack. I wear number 15 for the women's basketball team at the College of the Holy Cross. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connections. Go Cross.
Hi, my name is Noel. And my name is Isaiah. And we are the co-founders of Woo Juice. At Woo Juice, we serve freshly pressed juices, smoothies, and wellness shots. We're here to bring health to the city of Worcester. And you're listening to Unity Radio on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, this is Raymond Lopolito, the general manager of the Worcester Smiles Football Club, and you're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
And welcome back to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. You listen to Unity 979, which is Community Connection. And joining us is Lisa Brown. Lisa Brown is a mass licensed riding instructor, and also Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider. And they're both representing Canterbury Acres, and they're in Spencer, and they got a special event coming up. It's the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres, October 6th, between 12 noon to 5 p.m. And I wanted to see how we get a makeup when people arrive there. Some people have been there before, but those who haven't been there, kind of what's the makeup? He's talking about 80 acres. So you're stretching along a wide area, so to speak. You may be using it all, or you may not be using it all. So let's get an idea if someone comes on campus, like what they should see in the immediate area, and then how it all works, and how many stables there are, and what type of animals are out there, and all the different services that you offer there. You like to,
Okay.
Lisa or Pope would like to do that?
I can do it if you want.
Lisa, and then we'll
Sure.
jump into Walter.
Yeah, Pope can add some stuff in there too.
Okay. All right. So they come on the campus. I
Okay,
call it the campus.
so we have about 80 acres. So most of it when you come on is we have the property owner's home, and then we have a barn, which none of the horses stay in the barn.
Okay.
We have 6 stalls at the barn, and none of them are used because all of our horses stay outside 24/7, which is the best option for horses. So if you go on the property, there are 2 different roads which loop around where all the horses live. There's separate little paddocks. And in the state of Massachusetts, horses have to have sheds, shelters. If they cannot stay out 24/7 unless they have a shelter to get away from the heat, the rain, the snow.
The elements.
Yes. So that's where they live. They're extremely happy. They love it that way. They wouldn't like it any other way. Then we do have an outdoor riding ring and an indoor riding ring. So the outdoor we use as much as we can in the good weather, and even into the winter, as long as the ground doesn't get too hard. And then we have a giant indoor riding ring, which we use also for inclement weather or just to share the space, because we have about 3 other instructors on staff. But we do also have some big fields. So anybody that boards on the property that has their own horse can ride into the fields. We have 3 big fields. One right as you drive into our facility, into our barn, on the left is a giant field, and that's where our vendors are going to be, and some parking. But yeah, so most of the other property is mostly wooded. And someday, we could probably make it into more trail rideable. But, right now we don't do that.
All right. So speaking of the event, once again, October 6th, 12 noon to 5 p.m., you're going to have a fun-filled day, horseback riding demos, pony rides, hay rides, goat petting zoo, tarot and oracle readers, local crafters, ice cream, face painting, raffles, and more. All the things that family members like.
Absolutely.
Every family of the every member of the family would like. 76 East Charlton Road in Spencer. And the makeup of the farm, the reason why I was asking the makeup of the farm, because of the fact that you have a variety of different horses.
Mhm.
And Walter, you have a horse there yourself. So you went from going there, riding maybe some of those other horses, to the point where, and also trying to find solace to yourself, to the point where now you've invested into your own horse, right? And then not only you invested to your own horse, but then at the same time, you're able to share the experience with other people in the city, as I mentioned before. So you really took it up another notch by not only going there for yourself, also investing into a horse. And is that same thing, Lisa, whereas other people can bring the horses and they can reside there too as well?
Absolutely. I have my own horse there as well.
Okay, you have own
Yes.
horse there.
Yep.
So Walter, tell us about your
He
horse.
has two.
You have two horses.
Yeah, I
He has
have
two
two. I couldn't
horses.
take one without the other one. They're brothers.
Okay,
So
what are their names and what are their
um,
personalities?
Tobias and Lewis.
Okay.
Now, just like humans, they got personalities.
That's exactly
Uh-huh.
right.
Every day they wake up different.
Mhm.
Some day Lewis is
Wake up
Louis.
different,
You
uh-huh.
feel me? Some day Louis
Mhm.
is Lewis. Some days Lewis is Louis.
Uh-huh.
Tobias is always my teddy bear.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a
Mhm.
gentle giant. Every kid that I know that I brought around him, adults, kid's mom, she goes up there, bless her, stage 4 cancer. She hugs him. He'll just let her just sit there and hold him and hug him, and they cry. You know,
Mhm.
she's crying. He's seeing the tears, just
Mhm.
a gentle, serene of everything
Mhm.
there. It just makes it all worth it. My horses were on trails for years, so I actually don't ride at Canterbury. I've ridden at Ridge Valley Stables and other stables all around Massachusetts from here to Boston.
Mhm.
But my whole reason for being at Canterbury Acres is because of the land, the layout of the land. I have a corner there. I call it Pope's Corner.
It is.
Pope's
Where it's
Corner,
comfortable.
PC.
We have
Yeah.
chairs. You can get comfortable one-on-one with the horse. If people want to come and meet the horse, I'm down there to help them meet the horse. And Toby is more than willing to meet and cuddle up to anybody that says his name.
Mhm.
And 4:30 in the morning before I go to work, I'm at the horse farm.
He is. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not right if I don't check on my boys overnight,
Yep.
Mhm.
period. So
Well, we talked about how the horses are making a difference to the human, right?
Mhm.
Part, but we didn't talk about how the humans make a difference to the horses. And why do you feel as though the horses react in their certain way, in the same way or differently than humans react in reference to being around the horses?
horses are, they have a special soul. If
Mhm.
you look into a horse's eyes,
Yeah.
he'll tell you if he's hurting. He'll tell you if he's sick, just like people. You just have to listen. See, everyone thinks when you go horseback riding, saddle up, let's go on a trail ride.
Mhm.
Dun, 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 dun. That's not me. I'm the guy that would rather have you get to know the horse, actually experience the horse, hear a little bit about the horse. You know what I mean? Instead of just jumping on them, another payday for whoever,
Right.
and it is what it is. You get no experience that way. This way, you get the experience. For example, I see my boys at 4 o'clock the other day. There's a mother turkey that I've seen since her babies was born. She's
The one that's
hopping.
limping?
She
The one that
hops
limps.
all
Mhm.
around the farm. You know where she ends up? From the gate
Mhm.
all the way down to Pope's Corner,
Yep.
because she knows the feed is around my horses.
Mhm.
They slop up and they leave some out there for the whole
Mm.
family. She still has her boys with her, all her babies, and she's still hobbling around the farm.
It's
And
a
that's
special-
what I like.
It's a special environment that's out there. And we're
It
talking
is.
about Canterbury Acres. I'm Randy Floyd. You listen to Unity in the Community. And we're talking about the second annual Fall Festival. And joining us is Lisa Brown. She's a mass licensed riding instructor, Canterbury Acres, of course, and Walter Pope, experienced horse rider. Is not only just an experienced horse rider, but at the same time, you're an old soul
Yeah,
out
man.
there. And it
Yeah,
seems as though
man.
it's really made a difference in your life. Out there by visiting the horses and investing in the horses. It's not a cheap feat, you
Listen.
know.
Listen, I will work
Yep.
around the clock. I volunteer
Mhm.
at Canterbury. I don't get paid.
Mhm.
I volunteer. If water needs to be done, I help out. Hey, whatever it is. That's what I do, because that's my horse's headquarters and home now. You know, so how could I not take care of home if I'm gonna, have them? Like I said, cleaning stalls, No one does that for us. We do that ourselves. Water, we have people to water and feed, which is Lisa, and we're so thankful for her because she's round the clock with the feed and all that other stuff. But like I said, the horses, when you get up there, you have to experience it. I'm an inner city kid who never even imagined for a million years I would even be able to have a horse. You see what I'm saying?
Not too many
Even
people
have
can,
it.
right?
That's like, come on, my life didn't write them cards out for me like that. I had to change the cards and go in my own direction, which I did. Head of security up at Worcester Academy, the whole nine. They love me, and it is what it is. So,
Yeah. Lisa Brown, mass licensed riding instructor, once again at Canterbury Acres. Being a mass licensed riding instructor, that's very special because
It is special. I love it.
it's an amazing feat to accomplish that. So you can go anywhere, basically.
I could teach
If you
anywhere.
could, you could. But you decide to stay at Canterbury Acres.
Absolutely.
And why? Why would you not leave?
Oh my
And
gosh.
what makes you stay?
Because it's not one of those farms where you go to where everybody is so involved in horse showing and people that are more stuck up. I hate
Yeah,
to
of
say
course.
it,
mhm.
but it's just such a comfortable, casual, relaxing place to be. And it's a great place to teach. And even the students feel the same way. They like coming there because it's low pressure. If they want to show, we will do that, of course.
Mhm.
But if there are people that are just taking their time and we're just doing basic thing, I start from the ground up. We start really slow, and whatever my student is capable of doing, we will do. So it's great. I love it. I
So
love it
you're
there.
located at 76 East Charlton Road in Spencer, Mass. What are the days and what are the hours of your operation?
Well, we are open primarily 7 days a week for lessons. I teach 5 days a week. I'm off Mondays and Thursdays. But I teach about 36 students right now a week. So it's been a very busy
It's
summer.
popular.
It's very popular. And we do also help families, just so you know, it's very good for the community to know. We do assist families with getting funding for riding. So a lot of kids that have special needs can get funding through different organizations in the city and in the state. So it's something that we also try to do. So that way we can have those children, coming in and benefiting from the therapy from the horses.
So between the hours that you instruct
Yes.
and between the operating hours, so the farm can open up as early as
We get there usually 7:30 in the morning to feed in the morning. And then supper is around, say, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And they also have lunch as well. So it's 7 days a week. So, sometimes I get calls, it could be any time of the day. And if it's just even just to answer a question,
Mhm.
to help somebody, I'm always there. So
All right. And we're here for you too as well. And that's why you're joining us here on the Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd once again. And we're talking about the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres. It's going to take place October 6th, 12 noon to 5 p.m. Horseback riding, demos, pony rides, hay rides, goat petting zoo, tarot and oracle readers, local crafters, ice cream, face painting, raffles, and of course more. And it's going to be entertainment. I've been holding off on this one. Walter Post on the heavyweight spitter is going to be holding it down up there. Okay. And if you haven't heard him, it's a great opportunity to hear him when he goes out and when he performs because he's about the people.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to come back. We're going to discuss more about the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres. Joining us is Lisa Brown, mass licensed riding instructor, and also Walter Pope, experienced horse rider. And joining us coming up next will be Miss Levi. She's going to be joining us as well. And we're looking forward to Cindy Levi, Executive Director of Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary. That's located in Spencer as well. They're teaming up, and they're going to team up with us on the next segment right here on Unity in the Community or Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Worcester, we got you.
Worcester County, it's okay to think of an alternative. And the experience, the Vashon Motor Group, GMC dealer, and GMC certified pre-owned vehicles at 139 Pomfret Street, Putnam, in northeastern Connecticut. Over the years, we've built trust by focusing on your needs. Integrity is important in everything we do. and we believe in doing things right the first time. Our salespeople are knowledgeable, helpful, and informative at 860-928-6572. Let us find you the right car or truck at the right price with no pressure. Worcester County, it's okay to think of the alternative. At checkvashongmc.com and experience the Vashon Motor Group, GMC dealer, and GM certified pre-owned vehicles at 139 Pomfret Street, Putnam, in northeastern Connecticut. And remember, there's no pressure in Putnam at VACHON, Vashon GMC.
Are you ready?
Hi, my name is Axel Johnson for Unity Radio Sports. I currently attend Stevens and I play for the Worcester Bravehearts wearing number 30 as a pitcher. My goal one day is to eventually play for the Red Sox.
You know who you're talking to?
This is Axel Johnson playing for the Worcester Bravehearts for Unity Radio Sports on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by Chick-fil-A of Worcester, committed to being better at together, meaning embedding diversity, equity, and inclusion in everything we do. Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream, celebrating your life's moments by providing the very best experience with quality, custom, amazing products. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, my name is Janelle Allen, and I wear number 10 on the women's basketball team at the College of Holy Cross. And you're listening to Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connections. Go Cross!
This is Unity Radio, 97.9 Worcester.
This is Unity in the Community, and I'm Randy Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection. And we're speaking with Lisa Brown. She's a Mass licensed riding instructor at Canterbury Acres in Spencer, as well as Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider up there at Canterbury Acres as well. And joining us now is Cindy Levy. And she has an event that's coming up on September 29th, and she's executive director of the Maple Brook Horse Sanctuary in Spencer. And you guys are working collectively together. You both operate, we'll call it sanctuaries of horses and animals in Spencer. And I find it interesting that both of you guys are coming together to share and explain what you guys do at those particular sites. And earlier, Lisa Brown and Walter Pope were sharing with me the difference that the horses and the animals make a difference for our young people. How are they with you, Cindy?
Well, the sanctuary, the primary focus is for the horses. So what we do is a little bit different. We don't do lessons or trail riding. We provide a forever home for senior horses and horses at risk. So people sometimes say, oh, you're a rescue. Well, rescues try to bring horses in, sort of fix them up and find new homes for them. The sanctuary is different because we become their forever home. So they come to us and they stay there. So generally it's senior horses, and unfortunately people have horses, they do things with them, and then either they lose interest or the horse gets old or they get a better horse, so to speak, for what they want to do, or they get divorced or they get old, or God forbid, but they die. And then the horse, what happens to the horse after that? So some of those horses come to me, and so I provide them a forever home. And I've been doing this for about 20 years. You know, it is my home as well. So I have them on the farm, and this year I've been self-funding it all this time. And one of my friends said, you really should become a 501c3. And I said, well, what's the purpose of that? You know, I'm just doing my thing here, me and these horses. It's wonderful. And they said, well, then you can apply for grants and go to foundations and have fundraisers and get more people involved. And I said, you know, I really have to start sharing this because this is too good to keep to myself. The horses are just amazing.
It's funny, going back to what you said, is a sanctuary, and due to all the different reasons you expressed earlier, whereas they have to go somewhere due to unfortunate situations sometimes in families who have these horses who have good intentions initially, and then for whatever reason, circumstances happen in the end, becomes challenging, and here you are coming to the rescue. Why did you choose to do that?
Well, I have been a horse person my whole life. You know, like Pope, I started riding when I was young, and I've been infatuated with them ever since at least 3 or 4 years old. So for whatever reason, it's in my blood. It wasn't in my family's blood. But my father, when I was about 11, he finally took me to Ridge Valley Stables, where Pope started, and I started riding. And some of my friends, I grew up in Grafton, they had horses. And when I was 12, my parents finally broke down with my badgering, and I got a horse to keep at my friend's house. And I grew up on that horse, and it changed my life.
And how large is your area as well?
How large is my area? I have a unique situation because I have my house and it's on family land. My parents are next door, my brother's next door to that, and my cousin. So it's old family land that I built my home at 20 years ago. So altogether, maybe the horses themselves have about 15, 20 acres. And most of them are grazing fields. Like Lisa talked about, the horses really want to be out and about. I keep them as a herd. They have a real community within their little world. I have barns. They come in for their meals, for their stalls, for breakfast and dinner. And then they go out for the day, and they're roaming all around, free to just be natural horses.
So, but your house and your home is open up for the community as well.
Well, yes, I'm open to the extent that someone would have to make an appointment. So I'm not a commercial endeavor like they are. It's a nonprofit. So the focus is on the horses, but we are starting to work with the community. In fact, we are now working with the American Legion in Spencer, and we are having those folks come up. Horses are very therapeutic. And so we've opened it up for volunteers to come. I had a volunteer roundup this past week, and we have 6 new people coming. So we have about 12 volunteers right now that come up at different times. And what they tell me is that it's a sanctuary not just for horses. They find peace and tranquility there. They're able to put aside the depression, the anxiety, the PTSD, all the things that, so many of us are dealing with on a regular basis.
Of course.
And that's how we thought about bringing in the veterans. I wanted to do something with the veterans. My father was in the Army, and my sidekick, Amy, who was the one who suggested we do this, she comes from a very strong military family, and she knows firsthand how it can be so difficult to integrate back into the world once you've gone off to Afghanistan or wherever you might have gone. Some of these guys are from Vietnam era still, and they need support. They need a lot of mental therapy that comes from horses. Horses are really unique animals.
So it all starts with the love for the horse, and for you selfishly, for yourself.
Sure.
And then you're able to beat your parents down, so to speak, and you got what you want. And then you realize that, there's horses out there that need a place to go, where people who may not be able to maintain those horses. And so you came up with that idea, and you started funding it yourself, as you mentioned. So how many horses can you fund or how many can you hold down, if you will, at a time?
Well,
in your sanctuary?
I have 2 barns, and each barn has 5 stalls. So at the maximum I would take would be 10 horses. We have 8 right now. We've taken in 3 horses since last July. So July, 1 in November, 1 in April of this year. We've brought in 2 cats, because cats are always fun with the barn too. So it's not just horses. So I have 8 right now. So that's about a good number, 8 to 10, because I do most of the work myself on the daily basis. So it's very physical. So you have to be out there. If the weather's bad, they need you even more. So if there's a nor'easter or a hurricane coming, I'm out there. I'm out there doing my thing.
Cindy Levy is joining us, and she has an event coming up September 29th. She's executive director of the Maple Brook Horse Sanctuary, and it was designed basically just for her love for horses. And then you open up, whereas it became a haven as a rescue facility, and now people have discovered you and say, something, we want to get on board and join you and actually expand your mission by seeing if we can make a difference in the lives of other people. And you welcome that as well as we spread the love. So I have a full table of people here at the station today. We have Lisa Brown. She's a mass licensed riding instructor at Canterbury Acres in Spencer. We have Walter Pope, experienced horse rider as well with Canterbury Acres. And of course, we have Cindy Levy, and executive director of the Maple Brook House Sanctuary in Spencer as well. And people keep hearing that word levy. Levy, of course, I'm going to ask that question. Are you familiar with the levy in Worcester?
I am. I grew. I lived in Worcester for many years. My my late husband's family was associated with Jordan Levy. Yes.
Okay, there you go. That's the
Yep.
connection. So now you have an event coming up September 29th, and Levy, rest in peace. And he's a monument in himself like that.
Yes.
And well respected. I know him as well. And now you have a tack and tag sale, September 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you're located 150. Oh, it's going to be located 155 Mechanic Street, Spencer, Mass, in the Pavilion area. It's open to the public. You can call and reserve a table space. Cindy at 774-764-4422. You can call or text. You can have Facebook too. Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary. That's the Facebook Messenger. Space is limited, so you anticipate this is going to be pretty popular. Is that right?
I'm hoping. Yes, we have. Our goal was to have 50 tables to support the horses. So that's what they told me the number was. So,
Okay.
so my mission is to get 50 people that want to come and sell their things, make some money. The sanctuary will make a little bit of money by renting the table space. We rented the pavilion at the Spencer Fish and Game, which is located at the end of Mechanic Street in Spencer, right across from Price Chopper. And Mechanic Street goes quite a distance. Their address is 155. You literally just drive to the very end of the road and then you enter their driveway. You can't go anywhere else. So we're going to have that. It's from 10 to 3. Still looking. We have a few tables left to rent. And we're also inviting everyone to come out and shop and be a part of it. And we're going to have a lot of raffles. We have about 18 raffles that are going to be held. The sanctuary will make some money from the raffles as well. They've been donated to us from local businesses. We've got Treehouse Brewery. We've got Home Depot. We've got a lot of the local merchants as well. We've got the raffle baskets that friends and volunteers have made for us. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and in that area too, you also have those businesses, a lot of antiques, a lot of specialty items as well, and a lot of homemade items that people like to bring out and share with other people, and other people find fascinating. So this is a good opportunity to bring your to rent a table, and plus you are a certified 501c3 nonprofit corporation, which is a good idea, and you're located in Spencer, and you provide once again. You're the forever home to senior and at-risk horses. You're Cindy Levy, Executive Director of Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary. And it seems as though your organization is growing in the way that not only do you love the horses and love what you do, but other people appreciate you and they want to join you.
Yes, absolutely. We are. We put out on Facebook, on our Facebook page, that we were opening up for volunteers, and the response was really heartwarming. You know, so many people wanted to. I was taking people into the farm to show them around on a 1-by-1 basis. And I said, I can't even keep up with this. So I'm going to have to make an event, you know? So we did that, and that worked out great, because then the new volunteers, the new folks that were there, they were sharing too. While I was telling them, you know, one thing, over on the side, they were talking about, oh, did you see this? Or did you see that? And they got to meet the horses and see the property and the equipment and all those sorts of things.
So there's raffles, there's bargains, there's food, there's fun, of course. September 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the tack and tag sale that's taking place at the Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary in Spencer. And we also have an event that's taking place too, which is the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres. That's going to be October 6th. That's 12 noon to 5 p.m. So when we come back, we're going to continue to discuss these two special events taking place in Spencer right here on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Worcester, we got you.
This is Dave Paulson, men's basketball coach at Holy Cross. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester's Community Connection. Go, Cross, go.
Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream now open at downtown Worcester, 44 Front Street. Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream, celebrating your life's moments.
Hi, I'm Storm, and I'm a part of the Bruce Wells Scholars Upward Bound program. The Upward Bound program is a program that helps many promising low-income, first-generation, college-bound Worcester High School students. After joining this program, I've learned many different and important life skills while making new connections and getting real-world experiences through internships and classes. If you're interested in any of these opportunities, you can find more information at www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. That's www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. A brighter future begins with you.
Polar Beverages. Polar Beverages. Making bubbles since 1882.
1, 2, 3. ¿Qué tal mi gente? Les saluda Rodrigo Alvarado, el más sabroso de la radio, y quiero invitarlos a que escuchen ¿Qué pasa Worcester? Todos los sábados de 11 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde con la mejor música variada, entrevistas, noticias nacionales e internacionales, noticias locales, lo que está pasando con el COVID, también noticias de inmigración, todo eso y mucho más en ¿Qué pasa Worcester? Ya lo sabes, todos los sábados de 11 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde a través de los 97.9 FM de Unity Radio, tu conexión a la comunidad de Worcester.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's community connection.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY. Let's talk, Worcester.
Welcome once again to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd at Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city Worcester's diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. And we have some special guests on this edition of Unity in the Community. We have Lisa Brown, who's a mass licensed riding instructor, Canterbury Acres in Spencer, as well as Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider and has his horses residing at Canterbury Acres. And joining us is Cindy Levy. She's the executive director. They're both teamed up here. She's with Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary. That's in Spencer as well. And so on the, let's start first with September 29th, the tack and tag sale, Cindy Levy. You can reserve and contact her, Facebook Messenger, Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary, or you can call Cindy at 774-764-4422. And tack and tag sale at the Spencer Fish and Game, 155 Mechanic Street in Spencer, Mass. You guys know where that is, in the Pavilion area. And Cindy, what is a tack and tag sale? I'm not sure if I've been to one.
Well, a tack sale is a horse thing. It's horses have tack. It's saddles, bridles, halters, blankets, all those things.
Oh, okay.
So it's
All right,
it's
then.
horsey people selling horsey stuff, and the tag sale is the rest of the community selling all their stuff. So
Okay.
people have rented tables, and they're going to have all kinds of stuff for sale, household goods. We do have a couple of craft vendors that are coming as well, and horse type things, but it's not just a horse thing. So it's really a tag sale for all sorts of stuff. Absolutely.
I've-
And we do have raffles. We're going to have a pile of raffles there as well
Mhm.
with all kinds of great things. Can you say Treehouse Brewery and Home Depot? We have children's activities. We'll have fun things for them to do. And the grounds there are just beautiful. There's a big pond right out front,
Mhm.
and they have acres of land. You can walk around with your kids and come out there. So find some bargains, win some raffles, and support the sanctuary.
Is this your first time doing this? Or have you done it before?
This is a very first time we've
Your
done
very
this.
first time
Yes.
doing this.
Yeah.
So it's a credit to you because you were just as you mentioned earlier in the segments where you were just simply just minding your own business and you're just enjoying the horse. Then you opened the horses up to whereas now it's a senior residence for you and also a place for at-risk horses to come visit you, and you're just simply taking care of them. Someone heard about it and they say, hey, by the way, in order for us to donate to you, you want to expand and help support your mission as well as help us to support you, become a 501c3, and that open up the wide open doors for you, open the doors for you. And so now you're having your first tag sale, which is Sunday, September 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Once again, at the Spencer Fish and Game. You're growing.
We are growing. We're 100% volunteer run. Every donation, every penny goes directly to the horses. And some of the horses need different medicines. They're senior horses or at-risk horses. And at-risk means that they are the kinds of horses that would eventually end up maybe in a slaughter pipeline, that kind of thing. So we provide them that wonderful home. I don't ask anything back from them. We provide all of their medical care, all of their feed, the grain, the hay, the blankets, the stuff. They get their shoes, their feet taken care of. They have pedicures more than most people. The farrier was out this morning and they all got their feet trimmed, and the ones that
Right.
need shoes got shoes put on. So there is a lot that's required to maintain horses. So I don't want people to think they can just go out
Yeah.
and get one.
So how pleased or pleasantly surprised you are in reference to the reaction that you received that people have heard about your efforts, and now that you're having your first event of the TAC and Tag Sale, your first event's being held once again at the Spencer Fish and Game, September 29th. And as I said before, you started out just yourself and the love for horses, and now people love what you do and they want to join you. And all of a sudden, you just put it out there. Hey, anybody else out there that want to join me? You're more than welcome. You were overwhelmed. Where did all these people come from?
Yeah, it's been so heartwarming. Many years ago, I wanted to get into fundraise. When I got out of college, I went to Assumption College. I wanted to get into fundraising for nonprofit organizations. And 40 years later, a little more than that.
Is the degree working
here
for
I
you
am.
now?
Yes, it really is. It's really been something. And just seeing the look on people's faces when they come out there and they look around. Pope, our friend Pope here with us today, he's been out there and he's seen the property and he's felt the vibe. We're on the back of a monastery of St. Joseph's Abbey, and you can hear the bells ring.
Beautiful.
I mean, you hear the birds, you watch the hawks fly overhead, and you
beautiful.
watch the horses graze. I could just watch them for hours.
Cindy, I
and
want to tell you, I'm an
people
Assumption
come.
grad too.
Ah,
I graduated
okay.
89.
Okay, I beat you by a few.
So you both are having an event, okay? So just to make sure, make it clear, okay?
Yeah.
You have September 29th first, which is the TAC and Tag Sale, Sunday, September 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is going to be held at the Spencer Fish and Game, 155 Mechanic Street in Spencer. And then there's going to be the second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres, October 6th, 12 noon to 5 p.m. Somehow, some way, you have two different dates. You have two different situations going on as far as events go. But somehow you guys combined yourself and you came in here to share it with me on Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd once again, and joining us is Lisa Brown, Mass Licensed Riding Instructor, as well as Walter Pope. He's an experienced horse rider. So, Cindy Levy, Lisa Brown, Walter Pope, how did we all come together? How did it all happen? Who called who first and said, hey, by the way, we're going to be on Unity in the Community. You're going to go? I'm going to
He
go
did
too.
it.
Well, so Walter,
Because
okay,
I just
Yeah.
met Cindy today. So I had never met Cindy before.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, I never met Cindy before. So yeah.
Okay, so
So it's
okay,
great.
So,
So
the
Pope set it up.
So the common denominator is Walter Pope.
Yes,
So
yes,
he-
it
absolutely.
is.
So he experienced your location, which is the sanctuary, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then you experienced the Canterbury, which is just
Mhm.
your location. And then he said, why don't we have them both come on the show? Because he called me and said, hey, why don't you go to Unity in the Community and talk about both events? And I find that to be pleasantly nice of him
Yeah.
to do that. And that's what it's all about anyways, isn't it?
Yes.
So-
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
One big community, one big horse community,
And
man.
it's funny how the fact that you guys have met each other and you guys have so much in common because you guys both went to Assumption College. Guess what? My daughter went to Assumption College too. as
Did?
well.
Oh,
right.
cool. Look
So
at
there's something
that.
going on in the air in here.
Yeah,
at
I guess
Assumption College.
so.
It's changed the name since then, of course. You know,
Yeah,
Assumption
so my
University.
son's there now too.
Oh, son's there too. Okay. So
Yeah,
keeping
he's a
us current
senior.
about it.
Yeah.
So what should people? So before we leave, okay, Once again, we have Cindy Levy. You have to September 29th, Executive Director of Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary. What do you hope to accomplish with this tack and tag sale? Besides raising money, of course, to help support your efforts, and also the volunteers that come in here to support you as well. What do you hope to overall accomplish on your first event?
The first event is really to get the name out there, to get a little community awareness that we are out there. And we're going to be promoting the American Legion connection and folks that really need a little support with those emotional struggles, the PTSD, the anxiety, the depression, and give back, because the horses give so much and they don't even ask for anything. They just want to be with you, and look in your eye, and somehow they resonate. Their heartbeat can connect to your heartbeat. So that's what it really is about. It's about doing activities that ordinary people would do and get them connected to a horse environment that they would never otherwise see.
Absolutely.
The second annual Fall Festival at Canterbury Acres. Lisa, what do you hope to accomplish the second time around?
Well, we just want to let people know about our programs, especially our special needs programs, and just share what we do there. We love to do what we do. We're going to be providing the petting zoo, riding demonstrations from some of the students, pony rides, hay rides. We're going to have about 30 vendors from all different kinds. We have Jerry's Ice Cream coming. Jerry from Worcester
very
is
popular.
coming out to serve ice cream. We have Sweet Nala's Bakery, who's located out in the Spencer area. We also have Wicked Uniquities, which was actually at the Spencer Fairgrounds, who's really, really great. And we just have a lot of other people that are actually going to be contributing, spending also so much per table. And we're also looking too, if anybody, before we go, if anybody's interested in having a food truck come out, that would be great. An additional food truck would be wonderful.
Well, thank you everybody for joining me on Unity in the Community, the Tack and Tag Sales, Sunday, September 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's going to be held at the Spencer Fish and Game, and that's going to be hosted by Cindy Levy, Executive Director of Maplebrook Horse Sanctuary in Spencer, as well as the second annual Fall Festival at the Canterbury Acres, October 6th. That's 12 noon to 5 p.m. I'd like to thank Lisa Brown for joining me, Walter Pope, as well as Cindy Levy joining me on Unity in the Community. Continued success on both events. I'm looking forward to being there, and we're going to go from there. And I hope everybody comes out and supports.
Thank you for having us, Ernie. We appreciate it.
Come on out, 508.
Thank you.
Live performance.
You've been listening to Unity in the Community on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl Willette from the Wolf 508, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Whoop!